Welcome to the Michigan Runner Show. Join us each time as we explore the people, the places, and the events that shape our great sport.
Well, hello, everyone. Well, Gary Morgan here with the Michigan Runner, and I'm at the start of the Tropical 5K, here part of the Miami Marathon weekend, and this is the 20th anniversary of this race. Started in 2002. And it's the 20th anniversary of the Miami Marathon weekend. Starts off Saturday morning here with a 5K, and runs from here at the beginning of the Causeway, the Children's Museum, all the way down to Nikki Beach along the world-famous Causeway. See all the cruise ships, and there it all is, all the buildings over across the river there, with the all the buildings there. There's the Children's Museum, and of course traffic's backed up, but a beautiful Saturday morning here, and people are getting ready here to race. We'll move up here, and that's what we're going to look. We got about 4,000 or 5,000 runners this morning, and they're going to do this famous Causeway run all the way to Nikki Beach. So I'll follow them along and get a few things along the way. There they go. Okay, time to get away.
Officially started!
Okay, well, there's the whole backdrop of Miami Beach there. Of Miami. All the cruise ships, the walkers. Pretty cool here. And, well, we're at the 1 mile mark, and people take pictures at this point. So that's always kind of fun. Right there, we're at the 1 mile mark. Well, we got all 6 ships in port here. Walkers coming up, we're about 2 mile mark. And a great view of Miami and the whole port. Pretty cool, phenomenal view. About the 2 mile mark of the 5K. Tropical, okay. Going down the hill now. Yep, there we are. Heading down the hill. 2.5 mile mark, half mile left to go. Part of the marina here at Miami Beach. All the high rises, lots of boats sitting out here. Part of the causeway. Kind of a cool setup. Well, anyway, time to keep on moving on. Okay, we're finishing up here. Just about a quarter mile left here on Miami Beach, heading for the Nikki Beach Bar and Grill. Okay, well, they're getting ready to finish up right here. Here's the finish line of the Tropical 5K. And a quick walk over to Nikki Beach. There we are, the end of the Lifetime Tropical 5K finish. Okay, well, we have the Miami Marathon race director here. 20 years at the helm, and start out Frankie Ruiz. So anyway, the big question is, and you said a little bit about it last night, how did you come up with this idea to restart a marathon in this city that hadn't had one in almost 20 years?
Truth is, it wasn't my idea by myself. I give a lot of credit to sort of a group of folks that kind of identified the fact that the marathon was absent in Miami, and every major city in the country, in the world for that matter, had some semblance of a big race in their town, and ours had obviously dissipated in the 70s and 80s with the Orange Bowl Marathon. And so with the inspiration, believe it or not, of a young man named Rudy Garcia Tolson, who was asked in a famous meeting, if you call it, with the mayor, hey, what's the furthest distance you've ever run? And Rudy's response at the time was, well, I've done some 5Ks, some 10Ks. One day I want to do a half or a full marathon. And the mayor turned and said, well, why don't you come do the Miami one? And everyone kind of looked at each other and said, well, we don't have a race. And so there the idea, or the inspiration for the idea, was born. And 20 years later, well, actually, that was probably 22 years ago. But 22 years later, we're celebrating 20th edition of the Lifetime Miami Marathon.
And now, last year with the pandemic, you didn't have it. You brought it back. Did you change anything, or just basically use the same footprint and put it all back together?
Some people think it's just like plug and play, but this race every year has its challenges. We're two major cities, Miami Beach, and a lot of new buildings, new driveways, more traffic, new restrictions, city rules and whatnot. So the event itself is challenging year after year. Plus, our staff evolves and moves on, and you got to keep retraining. So it has been, I would say, a unique race all 20 years, if you will. And I want to remind people that last year, for the pandemic, we still held the race with what we call our streakers, as many of you have heard. So these close to 80 folks held the torch lit from 20 to 22 by we had a small, private, so to speak, event in Bayfront Park.